Hello, love. How are you doing? This is Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. Wow, a long time no live stream. That's all I can say. Is there anybody out there? If there is, do drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you. It'd be great. So, yeah, what's been going on? What has been happening in the world of Wakizashi? Well, you know what? Not a lot. That's why. What has been happening is I've had work. Like the last 3 Saturdays running, I've had work, so it's been a weird, short weekends and, yeah, just wrecked from too much work. Yeah, right. So this weekend has been nice because yesterday I was off. Saturday for me was yesterday. It's Sunday afternoon here. It's very, very cool and cold. You can see why I've got me jumper on. Whoa, how you doing? Good to see you, Bar Lord in the chat. Hail, nice one. I've been distracted by my phone making water dripping noises, which means I'm getting what? What's going on? Ooh. Just got sent a link from Jim from Weird Science Comics. Let's see what it is. Let's see what he's sending me. Hey Dwayne, how are you? Okay. Uh-huh. Can you see that? Ah, looking good. Cool, he sent me a link to Rose #1 Girl official music video. Jim is a big Rose fan, by the way, from Blackpink. Just going to say. You're right, Dwayne. Any good comics this week? And thanks for commenting on the reviews, Dwayne. That was really cool. Blair to Blair as well. Wow, this is amazing. It's like getting the band back together, isn't it? This coming week is going to be one of the biggest of the year for me for a comic, says Barlord. Do you know what? I've not actually checked what's coming out because I usually make my picks of the week. Oops, that's Kindle. What am I doing? Picks of next week video on Monday evening's my time, so it comes out Monday morning in the States. Okay, let's have a look. Let's share screen. Jim down bad for J-pop, K-pop recently. K-pop, mate. He's got it. He's got it, Fearmonic, and great to see you. He's got it hard for the old K-pop. I've got to say that. Right, let me share my screen. As I say, I'm going to make a new release video tomorrow, but let's have a look anyway. Make this a bit bigger. Ladies. There we go. So you can see. Can you see? How's that looking? Yeah, that's looking good. Okay. All right. So we have Detective Comics, new issue. Tom Taylor's writing that. No comment. Nightwing as well. Yes. Looking forward to Nightwing because is this the first issue by Dan Waters, or is it the second? Goodness gracious, I can't remember. Someone in the comments saying his butt isn't big enough. There we go, on the cover. What? Yeah. We've also got Amazing Spider-Man 62. Can it improve? On the first issue by Joe Kelly. Wonder Woman. Oh, okay, nice one. Absolute Wonder Woman 2 is coming out. Superman issue 20. Wow, Action Comics. So you got a double Superman release there. Uncanny X-Men issue 6. That's fast. That's come around quick, hasn't it? It feels like the issue 5 only came out. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? No way. Ultimate Black Panther, Justice League Unlimited issue 1. This is one a lot of people are looking forward to. Written by Jeff Lemire. You what? Mark Waid. That's right, Mark Waid's writing that as well. Wow. And Dan Murrah on art. Excellent. Smithers. What else? Green Arrow. That's right, the first full issue by Chris Condon. Chris Condon is coming out, so looking forward to that. Wow. You totally got sidetracked. But thanks for that. Thanks for the reminder. Yes. Pop music already slides off my smooth brain. You put it in a language I can't follow, and I'm lost, says Fearmonic. Did you listen to the Rose and Bruno Mars APT? Apatu. It's actually very good. It's a mixture of a little bit of Korean, but mostly in English. It's one of those songs that gets in your head and you can't get it out. You can't get it out of your head. Batman and Robin Year 1. My goodness, how good was that, Dwayne, last week? I actually did a review of issue 2 because I enjoyed it so much I wanted to share some love. Rocket Fellas, I reviewed that as well, although it's not done very well. Doesn't seem to be a lot of eyes on that comic for some reason. Not as hyped as the other Ghost Machine releases. I thought it was fun. And Geiger was very good last week as well. Yeah, I did enjoy Geiger. I keep saying last week, but you know what I mean, don't you? Last Wednesday. Yes, I'm looking forward to the new Green Arrow run too. Barlord. I did try Joshua Williamson's, the first few issues. It was okay, but didn't really hook me, to keep me interested. So I'm looking forward to the new writer, Chris Condon. I liked his independent work, so I've seen it so many. Yeah, it's on so many memes, isn't it? Yeah, and there's like a 10,000 YouTube shorts or TikToks about it, sampling it. Yeah, all I can say is she's got a great voice, but as Jim would say, she needs a sandwich or two. Anyway, I say I wasn't going to go make this like a new release live stream, but hey, why not? Let's keep going. What else is out? Scroll down to the one below. Anybody reading Ultimate Black Panther? I'm not. I don't know if it's good or not. Just I hear Weird Science's reviews, and occasionally they do it, but I think they've actually stopped reviewing it. What is going on with Marvel? That's what I want to know. There's not much out from Marvel that really, hooks you, makes you want to read it. Like, this is a must-read. It's kind of disappointing at the moment. We've also got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 4. That's been good. Void Rivals 14 comes out for fans of that. And Incredible Hulk. This is actually, supposedly, officially the 800th legacy issue. So it's going to be $7.99. Goodness gracious. 64 pages. $7.99. How many people are writing on it? Greg Pak, Benjamin Percy, Phil Kennedy Johnson, Toren Grombeck. 4 writers listed. And on art we've got Lan Medina, Nick Klein, Lin Yoshi and Jeff Shaw. With the cover by Nick Klein, of course. Pretty cool. Pretty cool cover. What do you think? Hulk's been pretty good. So to be fair, I wouldn't say like it's a absolutely essential read, but I've enjoyed the ones I've read. How about you? Hey, good to see. Good to see you. I'm trying to read the Nacious Art. Is that right? I'm pronouncing it right. The Green Arrow cover does look pretty cool. Yes. Quite like that Hulk cover too. Okay, Iron Man is a book I just get no matter what. Barlord, I'm with you on that first issue. I thought it was pretty clunkily written. I wasn't really that into it, but always give a new series 3 issues, to get you, to hook you. So maybe it will improve. Let's have a look. Let's keep going. So yeah, Justice League Limited. No matter what you might think about Mark Waid and his social media meltdowns, I always try and just remove the writer out of my head. Just focus on the art, because I'm a big fan of art. Comics were always art first for me when I was young, and then story came kind of later. But if you get the best of both, it's great. So yeah, maybe I'm too positive. There's a lot of people out there who refuse to read anything he writes anymore because of his crazy antics and his ridiculous, like childish behaviour for most of the time. But as I say, just forget about it and give the artist some support instead. Okay, what else? So, Flash 15, Cy Spurrier still on the book. It's still coming out. No comment on that. Although I am kind of enjoying Cy Spurrier's Hellblazer. Although, in my opinion, it's not as good as the run he did before. His first was it 12 issues of John Constantine Hellblazer, which was cancelled too soon, unfortunately. And he basically said in interviews it all came down to sales figures. Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween is out. Brilliant, issue 3. Now this is one I've been enjoying. Let's see who the artist is on this issue, because it's changing each time. Okay, Mark Chiarello. Don't know the name, but hoping it will be good. Jeff Loeb, of course, writing that. Spawn 359. Still kind of in and out on Spawn, the main book. And surprisingly, The Scorched, the Spawn team book, has been good. That's been decent. But I'm not reading King Spawn or Gunslinger anymore. Wow, looking back, like a couple of years ago, I was doing reviews of almost all the Spawn books, after the Spawn universe was kind of relaunched or launched by Todd McFarlane. And that's back in the days where I used to get like, over 3, 4, sometimes over 500 views for those videos. These days, I'm lucky if I get over 100. Seriously. I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's a lack of interest in comics, or maybe because I don't go about it like, clickbaity and screaming and shouting and I hate everything. I'm too positive for YouTube. What do you think? Please put your answers on a postcard. Send it to Wakizashi's Teahouse. Mars. Where are we? Let's catch up. Yeah, exactly, Barlord, exactly. I just focus on the work too. I think that's a very good policy to have. Absolute Flash by Jeff Lemire is coming in March. Okay, cool. That has got me interested. Yeah, I was getting mixed up. Jeff Lemire, he's doing what do you call it? Oh my God, JLA is it? Just no. I've got stream brain. This happens a lot. I mean, I am old as well, you know what I mean? Sometimes just like lose things. It's on the, thank you, JSA, it's on the tip of my tongue. The Justice Society of America. There is no justice, just us. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Fear Monarch and Barlord, to the rescue. Yeah, Dwayne, don't punish the art team because the writer is a man baby. That's it. That is the way to go. Fear Monarch saying Todd spawned too many Spawn spin-offs. He kind of did, didn't he? They were doing well for a while. Like in the first year, they were selling really well. They were climbing up the charts, whatever you think about the sales figure charts, because it's very difficult to find reliable sales figures these days. Yeah, they were doing well, but I think they've dropped right off. Yeah, it's a shame. It's only been one issue, hasn't it, Dwayne? Jeff on JSA, but yeah, I thought it was great. And for someone who's not that familiar with all the characters, I didn't find it, confusing. I didn't find it off-putting. I was like, yeah, this is good. This is in. I'm hooked. I want to know more. Really enjoyed that. Okay, what else do we have? So Iron Man 2, as we were talking about earlier, that's out. God, it is a big week, isn't it? Spider-Boy 13. Now, don't laugh. Dan Slott, I know, right? But this has been kind of fun. I blame Jim, Weird Science Comics. Jim and Matt, or Jim and Zach, they've been reviewing it and they've been enjoying it. Again, if you forget about it's Dan Slott, the writer, just focus on the story and the art. Forget who it is. It is actually a good, all-ages fun book. Yeah, but $4.99, not cheap anymore. We've got the secret origin of Spider-Girl. Is she a friend or a foe? Not looking good for Spider-Boy. Also, Daredevil, I think, is in this. Cool. And the Golden Fang. Fantastic. Yeah, I say, no matter what you think about the rider, maybe give it a shot. Let's go down to the next row. We have Comics to Avoid. Dazzler issue 3. Sorry. West Coast Avengers issue 1 comes out from Marvel. This is being written by Jerry Duggan. Art by Danny Kim. Pretty cool cover there. Ben Harvey. Might have a look at that. West Coast Avengers. Could be good. And going back. Hyde Street issue 2. Yeah, I enjoyed the first one. I'm up for issue 2. $3.99 by the way. For Ghost Machine Comics. Pretty much most of them. Sometimes the first one, if it's an oversized issue, they might price it higher, but no, I think issue 1 was $3.99 too, and that was like a double-sized issue. Jeff Johns, Ivan Rice, Danny Mickey on inks. Okay, they've got a penciler and an inker, like the old days. Remember those? Dwayne, you still there? The all-new horror series by the team behind Blackest Night and Aquaman the Trench continues. As Jeff Johns and Ivan Rice dive deep into one of the denizens of Hyde Street, a Boy Scout on a mission to destroy a corrupt cop. Very cool. Yeah, looking forward to this. Great art. Last issue as well. Ivan Rice. You can't go wrong. Frankenstein, Universal Monsters. Mystique issue 2. Okay, Blade Red Band issue 2. Didn't even know that was coming out. Feral comes out, the next issue of Feral. Falling in Love on the Path to Hell. And Grommets. Oh, cool. They're two of my current favourite indies. Both from Image Comics, yeah. Falling in Love on the Path to Hell. Ridiculously long title, but really good comic book. And Grommets is just fun. Skateboarding, 80s fun. What else do we have? Nothing else catching my eye there. Ultra Mega 7. Batman Santa Claus. Silent Night Returns. Issue 1. No way. Just out of interest, who's writing that? Jeff Parker. Okay, with art by Lucas Kettner. Can you believe it? It's getting closer and closer to Christmas, folks. It's still officially November, but you know. Where are we? Let's get down there. Creep Show, next issue that comes out. Napalm Lullaby. I actually thought that had finished. No way. I'm getting mixed up with the Ram V title. Just ignore me. Napalm Lullaby is Rick Remender, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Remender. Okay, and Ben Gall on the art, which has been decent. It's a bit of a weird story, but yeah, I like a bit of weird. And, as I say, Creep Show. Anything near the bottom that we often miss? Red Sonja, if anyone's buying that, I don't know. Thundercats Cheetara, issue 5. The Tin Can Society, issue 3. Knights vs. Samurai. David Desmalchian's strange, weird story, which actually improved with issue 2. I thought issue 1 was a bit of a miss, but issue 2 was good. So, Knights vs. Samurai, what can you say? What more can you say? Yeah. Savage Dragon as well. Shout out to Dwayne. Savage Dragon, he got me reading that. 273. Okay, let's get back to anybody in there. Devour has been the only issue that's overpriced from memory. Devour was a bit of a disappointment. I don't know what you thought about it. It was okay. Hyde Street, looking good. And yes, Napalm Lullaby, I thought you'd be up for that. What has happened to Batman off-world, off-schedule? I've no idea. It seems to come out once every 3 months, doesn't it? Yeah, strange. Okay, let's stop sharing that. There we go. Ooh, hello there. I want to drop you a random clip. I prepared 2 new clips for this stream. No real reason, but because I found them funny. I did a review of Batman Full Moon, issue 2, yesterday, which is rare. I've gone for it this week. I've done 3. If you count Batman Gothic with Jim, I've dropped 4 videos from last week. Can you believe it? Wednesday was Rocket Fellas. Thursday, did I do one on Thursday? Yeah, I did. Thursday, I did the Batman and Robin Year 1, issue 2, and then had a rest on Friday, Solomon Grundy. Saturday, I did Batman Full Moon, and it was quite a long one. I read through quite a bit of the dialogue and tried to do a Liverpool accent for John Constantine, and it just it made me laugh at myself because it got ridiculous. It started off Liverpudlian, then it became a cross between Liverpool and Manchester accent, and then it ended up being almost Birmingham, like Alan Moore, Brummy. So, on that note, this is the clip I prepared. Where are we? Where's me brand? The Scousers. This is from an old English comedy show called The Harry Enfield Show, many years ago, back in the UK. BBC had it on, and he used to take the piss out of Liverpudlians. They're called Scousers, by just being ridiculous. So this is 3 Scousers on holiday. Are you ready? Here we go.
This is the life, eh?
Hey, do you want to fight or something?
Down, eh?
Just love that. Hey, calm down. Anyway. 1 year later, 5 issues. I don't know what's going on with it, Dwayne. It's crazy. Yeah, that's a great way to describe Devour, says Freemonic. It's okay. Reminds me of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay. Tim Curry, brilliant in that. All right, so I do have some news, some comic news. Probably not that newsy to you, but I'm going to share it anyway. Here we go. Let's see. To no surprise to anybody, Absolute Batman issue 1 breaks records. How it became 2024's best-selling comic. Now, this is according to AIPT, so you can take it all with a grain of salt, you know what I mean? DC Comics has revealed Absolute Batman issue 1 is the highest selling comic of 2024. This is what DC said, so you know what I mean? Again, you can take it with a grain of salt. As a periodical sold through the direct market across all printings, DC Comics tells AIPT Absolute Batman sold just under 400,000 copies. Now that is big. That is big for these modern times, the rather lower sales, of course. For context, IDW revealed earlier this year that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 1 sold over 300,000 copies. Absolute Batman, given the creators behind the issue, Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta, Frank Martin, Clayton Cowles, is there any doubt this would have sold so many copies? That said, 400,000 issues solid is a lot of comics. I read the spelling mistake. 400,000, it says just under, so it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, how much is just under? 350? But yeah. The highest selling comic in 2023 last year was Transformers issue 1, which I think that sold over 200,000, they say. There are a few reasons you can attribute the huge sales figures. The first issue is multiple printings, and the Absolute Batman Noir edition, the black and white one, yeah, they added to the sales figures to increase sales. Wait a minute, is that cheating? Even with comic shops putting in high orders for the first printing, they still had to return for multiple printings. So it's good, it brought people to comic shops, it got people buying comics. Secondly, the anticipation for Absolute Batman and the other Absolute Universe titles was high. DC had never relaunched its Trinity of Heroes in a separate line before, similar to Marvel's Ultimate Universe. Copycats, which increased the extra interest. The fact that it was being billed as darker and edgier than the main universe also helped. Finally, Scott Snyder's previous run on Batman is one of the most popular and successful runs ever, they say. With him taking a break from DC for a few years, the anticipation was higher than ever to snatch up his next DC Comics work. Of course, there are other factors as well, like Nick Dragotta's dazzling art and design, and the buzz for the first issue, growing steadily thanks to press interviews and comic creators sharing their love of the comic before its release. There we go. Hyped. Did you read issue 2? Because I thought issue 2 was more enjoyable than issue 1. Really enjoyed issue 2. That was very cool. Let's get back to the comments. Oh, good evening to Salty. Salty Travelling Sea. How are you, darling? I hope you're feeling better. Ghost Machine is still kicking DC and Marvel's assets. Yeah. I'd love to know the real honest sales figures, because I want to see how well they're doing. And hopefully, Rook Exodus, Geiger, Redcoat, Hyde Street, I hope they're all doing well. Rocket Fellas, if you read it, what did you think, folks? Let me know in the comments. Wonder Woman is a much better comic in Salty Travelling Sea's opinion. Yeah, I love the first issue. It was really good. I'm looking forward to issue 2, which is out, I think, next week. I collect Transformers, says Salty. The Absolute Batman Noir foil is killer, though. Look at you, Salty, buying real comics. I'm so jealous. I know. I'd love to be able to go to a comic book shop, but my nearest one is, it's a flight away to Tokyo, or is it like 10 hours on the train to Tokyo? Jesus. There is one in Osaka as well, actually, so obviously, but it's not as good. And the problem with the Japanese comic shops is they only stock basically most of the big two. A little bit of Image, a little bit of Indie, like they'll have Transformers, probably, they'll have Spawn, but they don't have much else. I don't know if they've got the Ghost Machine releases even, which is crazy, right? Crazy. Fearmonic saying, I was hoping my shop would get the blank variant of the Noir. It was just a jet black cover, but alas, just the A covers for me. Yeah, Disgruntled, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Not in sales, though. I know, I wish. And it's so surprising. It still surprises me that Marvel, supposedly, according to what figures we can get, and they are unreliable, but Marvel is still, top selling. They're selling higher than DC. Most of the top 10. For the last few months, for this year, most of the top 10 is it's like 70% Marvel, 30% DC, and then you might get Transformers in there as well, or TMNT, Ninja Turtles might drop in when they come out. Crazy. Geiger just turned 3 years already. I know, people forget that it was out. The previous Volume 1 came out. Post-apocalypse. I tell you, mate, it's freezing, salty. Not that cold, but it's... the highest today is 13 Celsius, which is what? In American, it's like about, 16 is 61, so it's in the 50s, low 50s. He's ready for Stalker 2 when he finishes the stream. Me? Stalker? What are you talking about? I've run out of tea. The Wakizashi Teahouse has run out of tea. It's not good. This is worrying. Okay. Transformers and Void Rivals doing well. Yes, indeed. And G.I. Joe, I can't wait to hear how well that does. What did you think, folks? G.I. Joe issue 1. I wasn't able to get a review out, but really, really good. Jim did a nice review of it. I really enjoyed it, especially on the second read. And I'm not that clued up on, the G.I. Joe universe. Coming from the UK, we didn't really have it, when I was a kid, which is like, back in the 1860s when the whole world was in black and white when I was young, you know what I mean? As far as I know, we didn't have it. We didn't even have Cartoon Network when I was young. 3 channels, and then we got a 4th one, and we were so happy in Britain. Talking about the 1980s when Channel 4 was released. Crazy. Anyway, good to see. We have a low spec Linux. I always want to say Linus. Charlie Brown. Low spec Linux gaming in the house. Congratulations, mate, on getting over 1,000 subscribers, right? I think I heard you. Are you monetized? Good luck with that. Where are we? Trying to catch up with everybody. Salty saying, I honestly don't see anyone buying Marvel except for issue 1s. The shelves are loaded with that trash. Yeah, how was it, man? You went to your local comic book shop, which is a long way. I won't dox you, don't worry. A long way from your house, a bit like me, isn't it? So, what was it like? Being able to browse and mooch about inside. What was on the shelves? What did you find surprising, or what was sold? What was hard to find, and what was overstocked? I'd love to know. I'd have you on, mate, but I know you're not feeling good. Disgruntled saying, semi-pumped for new Cable miniseries with Space Ghost writer. Is that David Pipose or Pipose? Okay, cool. Cable, yeah. Yes. I'll definitely try it out, mate. The first issue for sure. Firepower 1 to 30. I know, yeah. Kirkman and Samney. Chris Samney, who is killing it on Batman Year 1. Sorry, Batman and Robin Year 1. Batman Year 1, that takes me back. Batman and Robin Year 1. Chris Samney's art is gorgeous. Do check it out if you haven't seen it. Firepower. I did read that, Dwayne. It's been a long time, so I need to go back and finish it. I didn't finish the series. I think I got up to about issue 10. Just like things, life stepped in. Marvel in the toilet. But they're selling so well, Dwayne. It's crazy, right? I think Amazing Spider-Man is still the top seller, no matter how poor Zeb Wells' run ended up being. There was some good issues in there. It was kind of up and down, but overall it wasn't very well received, was it? And it's not going to go down in history as a great run for sure. Back when we couldn't see colour, everything was black and white. I know. Do you know what? I used to think that as a kid. Like, I thought the past, because you used to see old documentaries or, historical videos at school, and it was all black and white. So I thought everything was black and white. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. Oh, that's great, man. Congratulations. Got monetized. Super chats enabled. Brilliant. Do you feel like having a waffle with Gray, Salty? Just a moment then, I will. I will invite you in. Ramon, how are you, man? What's your thoughts on the Batman 2022 movie? Did you like it? I did like it, especially the first hour, the first half at least. It was really good. And then I think they tried to put too much in it. They tried to do, was it No Man's Land at the end, and it was crazy. So yeah, I really enjoyed the first half. I was rewatching it recently after finishing The Penguin. How good was that, folks? The Penguin. I thought that was a really, really good season of good TV, good old HBO, going back to what they used to be, HBO. Okay, I nearly sent the link to Jim then by mistake, Salty. I'll send you the link. Here we go. I've not streamed for ages, so I feel so out of practice. It's weird. Really weird. I've got too many tabs open, so I might be roboting. How about you folks out there? What did you think? Did you enjoy it? I'll tell you what, on the rewatch after we've seen The Penguin, mamma mia. Is it Zoe Kravitz? Catwoman? Whew, flipping heck. Woo! Getting hot under the collar here. Getting a bit hot. She was stunning in that, and she's really good. I thought she was really good in the movie as well. It was a good performance. Robert Pattinson was alright. He was just kind of playing himself, wasn't he? I preferred him when he was wearing the batsuit and he was kind of, almost playing it like an alien kind of thing. Like he wasn't even, he wasn't human. He couldn't human well, as they say. Yeah. Okay, let me get rid of this. Get rid of that news. We might have, well, we do, not might, we have a visitor all the way from planet Neptune, I think. Let me just bring him in. I hope you're feeling good. Are you Genki? Are you ready?
I'm Genki enough.
Hello, love. How are you doing?
What's going on? Hey, it's good. Yeah, you and we were sharing comic porn on Twitter, and I was gonna make sure I got my audio set up right.
You sound good. Yeah. You sound full of a cold, Salty. You do. Are you all right?
Yeah. I'm all right. I'm okay, and I'm not a Catholic priest. This is just long underwear under the shirt, but I do have some show and tell because I was showing you stuff earlier. What I spent money on. So I went to my local comic shop, which is 120 miles one way.
That is crazy. That is a long way.
Well, I live in the middle of nowhere on purpose, and considering what's going on in the world right now, I'm very confident in that decision because I am upwind of things. We'll just say that. But they had a 20% off store-wide sale, and I went in and I had a pull list, and because I used to go through Midtown for a lot of my comics.
Okay.
But I love these people at this comic shop. They remember my name, even though I've only been in there 3 times. They know what I like. They know that I want really pristine covers, and I'm really pissy about corners and everything like that. And it's just like, it's so nice. It's so nice to go into a comic book shop where people are like nice to you, And
imagine that, Salty. Imagine that.
They want my money.
Wanting to sell.
They want my money, and they want me to be happy, and they want me to bring friends into so that they can. But it was great. There were so many people. Great. The parking lot at a comic book shop was full. It was full. And it wasn't just like old guys like us. There were a bunch of people in their 20s. Now, they weren't all buying animes, but a lot of them were buying like video game stuff. It was great. But 20% off, and I actually got a bunch of stuff that I would have never bought, except that it was on clearance plus 20% off. So I got these big EC wartime comic book collection volumes. These books are like this thick and like this big. I got those for $20. All the old black and white World War cartoons, like.
If you're going to show some, I'll make you full screen. But before that, Salty, we got a comment from Ramon, a priest who reads comic books and gives reviews on them. Now, there's some good stuff. You could have a new channel in the making there.
The power of It's just long underwear. It's chilly here.
It's chilly
mountains are
here
full
too.
of snow.
Let's just check the audio
and
on this.
I'm not undergoing chemotherapy. It's just I've still got all my hair and everything.
We sounding good. I'm
Wow,
just
that
checking.
was
So we're sounding good.
surreal. Yeah, we're good. But,
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't mean to come in and like spurg out on your show, dude. I just my throat is a little scratchy and all that stuff.
Don't worry. I'm just delighted that you've got like your comic mojo back. Like a bit like me. So let me make you full screen. Here we go.
Okay. All right, okay. Well, I'll show off some of what I got. I did get the what the hell's going on with my camera here?
It's because of you've got the blurry background.
Oh, fuck this fucking shit. Hold on. Can you vamp on your own show?
Let me just say, I'm going to drop a clip
Background.
where we do that.
All right, there we go. Got it.
To put you in, sorry, before you show that, let me put you in the mood with something scary. You ready? Here we go.
It's a full moon.
It's funny that you show that. I never have bought art in the auction.
I've lost your audio as well. I don't know why. You sound like you've gone underwater.
All right, hold on.
Oh no, that's it. You're back. You're back. Good.
What the hell's going on? We're cursed tonight.
Absolute
Am I
blur,
good?
man. Fear mother,
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
No, but I bought some werewolf art tonight from a respected comic book guy, The Art of Roy. It was actually in a comic book. It was I think a 9x11 print of penciling with ink, and it is one of I am so excited to get this thing framed because I love the Universal monsters and stuff like that.
Yes.
But it's funny because werewolves seem to be all the thing because was it full moon too? I told you it was going to get better. We just needed to stick through, that sort of filler.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really funny which was weird in a horror comic, but I like that mix of the John Constantine and the banter with Zatanna and
with
even
Zatanna,
Alfred and Bruce. It was so cool.
Yeah. Here, I'll show you. We'll do some comic porn. So I got this. Is this back? Of course, it's backwards. Hold on.
No, it's right. That was right. Salty, you're fine.
Was it? Was it the right way?
Show it up one more time. Hit me, baby. Right. Yeah, it's right. It's right. Look at that. That is awesome.
But I really like line art comics a lot. And I've bought some variants that had the color removed from some Comicsgate and some other indies people out there. Batman, I think it's okay. I'm going to say the same thing, basic bitch response everybody else says. Alfred's the character. I mean, you might as well have made it the Alfred comic. He's
more interesting than Bruce. Yeah.
Wonder Woman was actually the superior comic, which surprised me considering who the writer is. Was it Kelly Jones? Because I really don't like that woman, but she made a good. I like what they're doing with it. And Superman, I'm just like, I'm not a big Superman guy with this.
Yeah,
one.
I'm not. I'm trying to get into him. The main series has been decent. The main Superman series has been pretty good. But absolute Superman. Maybe it needs a few issues.
Yeah. But this is the other one, and I had this pre-ordered long before you talked about it. You sure it's going the right way, guys? In chat,
yeah, you're right. You're good.
Okay. But the Rocketeers. I decided for this variant, I liked it better than the other ones. I think it's the cover B.
I like your sexy underwear, by the way, Salty. You got your heat tech on, haven't you?
Oh yeah, 32 to Costco, and then of course, dude, you and I both are simping for this.
So good.
I got the noir variant of this as well. I really love the ink in this book. I really love the
shit
ink
kicker, Batman.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Dwayne. You're right, mate.
Yeah, and what else did I pick up? I picked up this, which I recommend as a sleeper, and this is such a great cover for Null Hunter 2.
It's good, isn't it? I enjoyed issue 1.
Yeah.
I've not read 2 yet. I've got that on my.
I'm gonna give it some time. But and then this was a wild card, which I haven't read. But this series literally disappeared within 5 minutes of going up on Midtown Comics. And I'm not saying I'm a FOMO guy, fear of missing out, but I am heavily into kind of comics. But this one is it's called Killtown, and it was this particular title, this particular cover which sold out, and It's all right. It's okay, but my God, with a cover like that, all right, it's where I'll take it. I'll waste $5 on it just to have this cool cover art. So it's Kill Town.
It's a nice cover.
Yeah, and then I actually picked up, and I'll send it to you. I have a couple copies of G.I. Joe 1, but I got the original. So I think this is cover A or cover B of
G.I. Joe
number 1 for you. So that's for you, dude. And
thank you. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it? I thought it was a really good issue, a good story. Yeah. I like the way he introduced the characters without spending too much time on that, kind of quickly. Yeah. And the Baroness was awesome. She was my favourite character in that book.
It's weird though, right? It's like, wait a minute, just stop asking questions and enjoy, I guess. And then of course, because of both you and Max and then Josh, I started reading Nightcrawler. Which is a
Nightclub. Nightclub is a great series.
Yeah, and I love this cover. I actually love that cover a lot.
Teenage Vampires, Salty. Come on.
Yeah, and then this I picked up because of your recommendation. I think it's pretty solid, all things considered. Magic Order 5. So
I know it's like it's a 5th volume. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I picked it up.
It might be a bit confusing for people who haven't read any previously.
The only Marvel title I picked up was the Doom variant for Iron Man 1. Yeah.
Barlord was talking about that before. He was a little bit disappointed, but he's a huge Iron Man fan. He'll always buy it.
I don't have many expectations for it. And truly, I bought it because it has Doom on it. And I figure at some point, because of, Robert Burton Downey Jr. Now being Dr. Doom, I figured that, why not? So
got Blair in the chat. Blair saying he got the Joe Kelly run of Space Ghost last week.
Yeah,
Kula Boola.
Yeah, I collect that. I love that. And here's the crazy thing. And I would love to hear from you, Gray, and from people in chat. Do you struggle with which cover to get? It's especially with the Space Ghost ones, the Transformer ones. I struggle because I don't know which cover I like best. And it's been so long since I felt like that, where it's just like the quality of the art with, I think it's Barron's, the same guy who's doing, he's also doing covers for Red Sonja. He's doing Space Ghost covers as well. Between his and then whoever is doing the cover A's for Space Ghost, they're so remarkable and so beautiful. I don't know which cover to get,
It is tough. It is tough. Imagine having the choices, though, Salty. I'm lucky if I could even get one cover. And digital, it doesn't work, does it? It doesn't work.
No, and I'm not going to rub salt in that wound because I tried reading some of these comic books digitally on the high seas. And then I also, like I showed you, I bought from a small horror press in the UK, that 4-issue run. And I read those comics online first, but I have them sent to Purple Valkyrie, who's in the UK, and she's going to ship them on with some other stuff that she gets from me that we don't have here in the United States. But she said, because I let her look at the PDFs of these comics files, and she said that there's just it's two very different things. Like the art pops off the page in physical, and especially with the covers. So I'm not trying to rub salt in a wound, but it's like, that's why I keep saying, dude, I'll send you stuff from here. I will. I'll just give me a list.
No, you're good. You already have. Ladies and gentlemen, Salty sent me some amazing comics for Halloween, just in time for Halloween. It was fantastic. Yeah. Looking forward to that, the Creeping Below issue 2, whenever it comes out. I don't know.
What did you think about that? What did you think about the art in that? You and I haven't talked about this except in, like, really informally on Twitter, but what did you think? Did it meet your expectations or did it fall short?
I liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah?
It was a very dark issue, wasn't it? Like, colouring was dark as well. But
the ink was really, it was very indie. My only complaint with number 1 is that it took an awful long time to get where it was going, and I wish we would have spent a little more time where it ended up without giving the story away, as opposed to the build up to get there. But I'm very intrigued to see what happens next, I'm
just going silent for a minute. Answering your question about, which cover do you go for? Barlord's saying it depends on the book, really. If you can't decide, just go for a cover A to break the deadlock. Yeah,
it's tough. I mean, and I don't have that difficulty with Marvel. Well, first of all, I don't really buy shit from Marvel. DC, with the absolutes, those I had some immediate visceral reactions to the ones that I wanted, like Batman #1 and then Batman #2. I've pre-ordered as far ahead as I can on those just because I don't want to fuck around. Go to my LCS and it's not there. But the Wonder Woman covers, it's shocking to me what sells out and what doesn't sell out. What I like, it's how it's like you go into a furniture store and there's the ugliest goddamn sofa you've ever seen in your life, and that's what people want, and you're like, who would buy that? And that's how I gotta feel about comics covers. Like, why are you buying that cover, man? This is the cover you want. But it's subjective, right?
Absolutely. Just going to share the screen and show some of the art from where are we?
Yeah,
The Creeping Below. I've got a digital of that on Global Comics. So this, folks, this is the art. What do you think? I thought it was cool, and I think it does. Yeah. It does look better physically. So having it in your hand, seeing it, it comes off the page better.
It's with this one though, again, with the way the inking is and the style of this, it actually looks better than I think a lot of online comics do. With the way you're looking at it, see the way the color pops. I'm really kind of wondering if they aren't, I don't know, mixing the colors right, but saturating the color for people who are only going to read this online. But it was beautiful in real life too. So,
and that incredible cover. Oh my god, the black and white one, fantastic.
These are the pages that I love, where they have that blue, green, black mix, gray. This is where I was like, okay, this is what I wanted the cover to be, is when they're in that spooky ass forest, So,
yes. Yeah, it was good. I thought so. Anyway, stop sharing before it gets too naughty.
Naughty.
So, yeah, Barload, for my LCS, it's best to secure a cover A first, as those have been selling out quickly. That's interesting, yeah. And Salty, I want to ask you as well, and that's the chat. What do you think about the incentive covers? Where it's like the store has to buy 25 issues to get one of whatever artists, the really fancy ones. How much are they like in the store? How much do they charge for them?
A lot. And I did buy an incentive cover for issue #1 of Long Halloween, Last Halloween. There was one where I put an order in with my LCS, and they actually called me up and they said, "Are you sure you want this variant?" And I said, "Yeah." Well, they said, "Well, it's going to be $300," and I said, "Then I don't want it." You know what I mean? Because I am not spending $300 on a no. I said, "Well, what do you got?" "Well, we've got cover A and cover B," and I said, "Just give me cover A then." Do you know what I mean? Like, because when I went, I always go to Midtown to sort of preview what the issues look like before I place an order if it's available. And they had it just at like cover price, less 30%. But yeah, some of these things are going for $300. What's interesting in the secondary market is, I got to tell you, what shocked me was how popular Void Rivals is. First printings of Void Rivals and Transformers are through the roof. Most of my issues, because I got it into late in the game, they're second or fourth prints, and it's one of those things where I normally don't buy that shit. I want first prints. But in the case of something like Transformers, it is a reader copy, so I don't care that it's a second or fourth print. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Got Blair saying that his copy of Aaron Lopresti's Kit Carter Galactic Ranger Plant Doom came yesterday. I don't know. It sounds crazy.
Spoiled. We are being spoiled right now, and I think this is the downstream effect of Hollywood and publishing destroying itself. And we all talked about it on live streams or behind the scenes, that somebody's going to come along and make something that's pretty good quality, but that really tells a good story with identifiable archetypes. Well, guess what? There are people doing that. There's people doing that in comic books, and I think you're really seeing it with somebody like Ghost Machine, to a certain extent Mad Cave, in very rare cases Image, but it in all of the indie space, like Aaron Sparrow's putting out Kneel Before Doomface, and I backed that bigly. I got in early on an early deal, so I bought all the issues on that.
Okay, nice one.
There's a bunch of titles right now that I backed on Fund My Comic, and a lot of these guys, it's hell to pay $25 for a comic plus $8 to $12 for shipping. I have to think really long and hard before I give somebody essentially $35 to $40 for a comic, which I've only seen a few images of, which is maybe 32 pages. When, and I hate to say this, I can go to Jeff Johns and Ghost Machine, I can go to Mad Cave, and I can get really good stuff with good art and good stories now for anywhere between $4 and $6 an issue. And that's something that I think the indie space is going to have to, they're going to have to rethink this $25 fucking thing. I'm sorry, because that's a lot of money. There's a lot of people in this game now, and they're going to drop that price.
I'm the same, Barlord. Void Rivals is the only Energon book I don't get. I'm also Scarlet. I'm not reading Scarlet, although I hear mixed things about that. Some people seem to really like it, and some people say it's not very good, so I don't know.
Yeah, I just, for me, it's like at a certain point, like, okay, I respect Transformers. I was a little overage for that, but my younger brothers really liked it a lot, so it was always on. And so, like, I had an appreciation for it, right? Void Rivals was just one of those things that I picked up because I thought the covers were cool, and I was like, this looks really deep, weird sci-fi. And then, once I get a couple of issues in, I'm obstinate Gray, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to collect the whole damn thing then, so...
Yeah, I mean the people who love it, they rave about it. Void Rivals. Yeah, I've read quite a few. I don't know why it doesn't pull me in like some of the other ones do. I'm not sure what it is. No, maybe it's not the connection with Transformers. I don't have a connection with Transformers either, really.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's interesting, and it does put in stark relief those. How do I say this? Large personalities on YouTube that have parlayed their fame into publishing, that are not producing quality in arguably using a lot of AI on their books, because I'm reading a ton of independent comic books that I'm paying 20% of what the list price would be for their independent comic book, and it's a better story, and guess what? They don't drop the price $80 and sell it like later. It always holds cover value. So
look at this. Dwayne is saying, just to compare the prices, like you can get Geiger Volume 1, which is a couple of years old now, $9.99. Image do a lot of the first Volume 1s, of loads of titles for like $10.
I got one.
It's great.
I got one
great
last
value.
night that was dinged up for $5. It was the cover, how it was like somebody opened the book all the way and the spine was kind of bent, and you had the crease in it, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to care about that.
If it's a paperback, I'm going to read it. So
it's a reader copy. I mean, I'm not going to drag it in the bathroom, but if I didn't have a cell phone, I probably would. So it's like, I'm going to tear this damn thing apart. I'm going to set my coffee on it. This is a reader copy. And then there are the things that I have because I have store folios. I don't like short boxes. I've got one short box, but I actually use the slipcase Stortfolio ones that I buy in bulk at a good price. It's not cheap, but I want my comic books to have their own little tomb that they sit in, and they're labeled and they're bagged and they're boarded, and I'm really OCD about that. Like if I buy a collector thing,
you really?
I'll show you. Sorry, I'll be right back.
No, you're good. Thanks, mate. Okay, Fairmonic, I hear you. Back in the day when let's say this could be a long story, but I'll try and keep it short. When I first found your boy Zach's channel, when he was still, what was it? What used to be called Diversity in Comics back in the day? When he was still kind of half sane.
Yeah,
I got
Diversity
into his stuff.
in Comics.
I used to back his old his Jawbreakers. Is it Jawbreakers?
Yeah,
comics.
me too. Yeah,
and I would pay $20-$30 for just for shipping, plus that same price for the book. Nowadays I've lost my desire to do it, not just with him, with generally with Kickstarters, because it's just too expensive for me, and shipping to Japan, it can't be helped.
Well, part of why I backed Kneel Before Doomface, and again, I'm not paid to say that. I actually think Aaron Sparrow, you can find it on Indiegogo, Kneel Before Doomface.
He's a comic book writer anyway. He's got history. He's got a past of writing, and
he does.
The art looks good in that.
It looks great.
Let's have a look. I'll bring it up on.
And for me,
keep talking.
I got all, what is it? I think I got all 16 covers plus some other stuff because I signed up for the early bird thing, and I think that was $99 or whatever it was, and because of his affiliation with Max and with Josh, I wanted to back this guy, and I have no regrets that I did at all, none whatsoever. A lot of why I got all those covers was so that I could send you some. I could give one to Purple Valkyrie and other people, because I wanted them to read this book and get their opinions so we could talk about it, you know? So
yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? The art does look good, I've got to say.
Yeah, I do have some issues with some of the art.
Cartoony. But...
yeah, but it's only some pages, and I'd say this to Aaron's face, but you know, some of these pages are just killer, and some of them are like, okay, the art looks kind of static and not necessarily right, but these covers are fantastic. You know, there's better ones. You know, like I think that one's freaking awesome. There's a couple other ones in there too. You know?
Yeah.
But
who is the main artist on this? Sorry, can you remember without me going back
no,
to the top?
I can't
remember who it is.
I'm on cold meds.
No, but... you're good.
Yeah.
I've got Stream Brain anyway. Well, I like that cover.
That's yeah. If you go down, there was a New York Comic Con exclusive. I got that one signed by the writer and the artist and it was, I think it was $25 shipped. You know, see, that's a great cover.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, and that's why I backed
Watson.
the project early. You know, but to get 16 copies of a comic book in the indie space for $99. Yeah, that's my favorite. Those are my favorite. That's
really good.
Right there.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. And of course, Kenneth Rocafort, famous one. Ooh.
But we're being spoiled. It took a while, but you know, these things do. You don't just spin up and bring in people with professional or near professional calipers. There's a lot of good artists out there. But there's not a lot of good storytellers, you know, and a lot of good writers. And I wish these people would have just turned on a switch, say in 2021 or 2022, but they weren't. They were building capital. They were trying to, you know, they were waiting for this bullshit to end too. And now that I think they've realized you can't save Marvel, you can't save DC from themselves. Although I think out of all of them, I think DC's going to have a little sliver of non-woke bullshit, you know, especially with this Vertigo thing and Black Label, which I still don't know how it's going to work. But I see a lot more coming out of DC that's better, not necessarily great, but better. And Marvel just seems to like keep lowering the bar. I saw some Marvel covers that it looked like 14-year-olds from the 80s drew in their Trapper Keeper notebook, and they're putting these covers. That's X-Men, Gray. It's X-Men. But yeah, this is what I store my comics in. And they hold about 15 bagged and boarded. And then I put my very professional looking label on myself, and then
Did you write that yourself?
Yeah, can you tell? Yeah, I look like
I know you're writing because you sent me lovely Christmas cards.
When Purple Valkyrie was here, it looks very prim and proper, and then you got like my, you know, like it's like mongoloid script on
red coat.
Yeah, but this is like my red coats, and I keep.
Have you enjoyed that, Sorry? What do you think of the story?
I have.
It's been really fun. It's been really fun.
I have enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, and I can't wait for the next issue to come out because those covers are just killer with the peach trees, and I think there's an apple tree variant, and I am a big cover guy, and the anticipation of getting it and then bagging and boarding, you know, and then flipping through, I don't know. For some reason, it's very calming to me, Gray. I don't know how else to put it.
I understand. I've got low specs saying shipping from Japan, mate. I can believe it. Loudness 40th anniversary double LP. Wow, you ordered that from Japan, did you? No way. It cost more. I
had that on vinyl. Yeah, well, that's like what the comic books I sent you, dude. I think I sent you like $30 worth of comics, and the shipping was $60. And I'm standing there talking to the. Jesus. You saw, and I'm talking to the guy at the post office, and I'm in a small town, so I'm in there all the time, like either sending shit to the UK or wherever. And I was like, dude, you got to help me out here. How the hell can this? He's like, it weighs 2 pounds, and I'm like, it's this. Like, how can this be $60? They're just like, that's just the way it is. And I'm like, well, why? Like, did you tell me why?
I'm not sure. You know? It was a few years ago. They just went insane. Shipping just went insane from everywhere, and they stopped doing overland. They stopped doing boats, you know, ship.
Yeah, surface. Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, you're right, Fearmonic. Yeah. It's anywhere from your location sucks. Yeah. This is true. Where are we?
Yeah, you're better off to buy a plane ticket and just put all your shit in.
Just come and buy it.
Seriously,
fly over
like,
to it.
like put an ad on the internet and say, you got shit you want to go to Japan? Well, just like load up your suitcases with shit and then buy an airline ticket, and it would probably be less than all of the postage to send like 10 things to Japan or Australia. Seriously.
Shipping was $70, says Low Spec, for that double LP. Mamma mia. That is pricey. Salty, I've got some comic book news for you. I want to see if you're interested in this. Are you ready? Just let me share my screen. Here we go. Marvel have got what if Mickey and Friends became the Fantastic Four?
This shit is so cringe, dude.
I know. I thought it looks fun. It looks fun.
Dude, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you?
Look at this cover. It's awesome.
Do you want me to get this for you? I will get this for you.
No, I don't. I'm joking.
Okay, all right.
I did a review of the, what was it? What if Donald Duck became Wolverine?
Yep.
And it did pretty well. It got there's a lot of interest for it, for these
was
Disney
it any
fans.
good, Gray? I just look at these and I'm like, shoot me in the face.
If I was if I had 10 years old, I probably would have really enjoyed it. But it was a kid's
but
comic.
you're like 50. Like, don't be evasive on answering the question.
I'm
this
50.
cool? But is this cool, kind of in a respectful to the original characters kind of a way? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Let me do this since I'm apparently an asshole. Did you like it? Because you're allowed to like it. Because I'm just a curmudgeon.
Nah, it was all right. It was all right.
Yeah.
This is the interior art. Give you an idea. It's fun. I'm sure if you're a Disney fan,
Actually,
the
art isn't bad. The art isn't bad.
Nice.
Is it Maribel or Clarabelle? The cow, I think, was the character.
Oh God, I can't remember the name.
I think it's Clarabelle.
Minnie Mouse is the Invisible Woman. Fantastic. Donald Duck is the Thing. Yeah. Just goofy fun. And speaking of goofy, he's the Human Torch.
All right, well then maybe I'll
barbecues.
stop shitting on this, and I actually will pick up some physical copies of this. And
what are people saying in the chat? Let's have a look. Anyone? Mickey Mouse Operation. Don't get me started on what I think of Disney, but remove that from the actual comic book and just forget about it. And it looks all right.
But see, that's how I got into comics, Gray, was my grandfather. You remember those digests? They had, I don't know if they had them in the UK. I think it was Golden Key. And my grandfather loved comic books. And so he would always buy the Donald Duck or the Richie Rich or the Scrooge McDuck. And they were like little journals like this that you could get at the grocery store off the spinner rack. And so whatever, sorry, you can tell my cold. Whenever I'd go and stay at my grandparents' for the holidays, I used to sit there and read these comic books all the time, like just rip through them and then want more. And that's really what got me into enjoying comic books, in the 80s as a teenager.
I'm the same. It was through my older brother, and we had Marvel UK. It was its own thing for a while. They used to kind of repackage the American comics, but they were bigger size. They were black and white, unfortunately. But you get like a few issues of Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man magazine. 2000 AD size, so you know how big that is.
Oh yeah, dude, cool. Totally. Yeah, that's like my brother would send away for the Captain Britons back in the day, and they would ship them to the UK. And we've talked about this.
Great comic.
They rolled the comic up and they stuck it in a tube. They rolled it and stuck it in a tube. So this comic is destroyed, from a collectability standpoint. But my brother and I could not wait to read this. And I remember getting the original TMNT stuff, the stuff that looked really rough because it was, but TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, was such a big deal back in the day because it was so different than a lot of the crisp and clean DC and Marvel stuff that was out there. Same thing with ElfQuest. ElfQuest was like a whole other animal too, and it was cool because it was different as well.
When you look at those early issues of Ninja Turtles, it's crazy how it really is. Not amateur, that's not the right word, but very, very indie. It's like, you and your mates just making a comic, basically, which is what we all dreamed of, isn't it? So back in the day, making our own comic books. Well, I did. I used to. Happy days. Uncle Scrooge, says Dwayne.
Yes.
That gets a lot of love, doesn't it? The classic one, the old one.
Scrooge McDuck, man. I used to love that. Him like skiing down a pile of gold, like all those like diving into a swimming pool full of gold coins. I mean, these are all iconic images associated with the character. So
Absolutely. Yeah, UK Captain Britain, Alan Davis. He was on it. It was really good.
Yeah.
I've got the a paperback collection of it. Alan Moore early on did a little bit, and then was it Jamie Delano?
Lost his mind.
No. Yeah, no, it
Lost
was
his
Alan
mind.
Davis. Alan Davis was the artist. Anyway, sorry, I'm not going to go on too long. I've hit the hour mark.
Okay.
That's what I normally do. I know you're not feeling so good, are you, man? So before we wrap things up, anything you want to shout out, or you want to sing a song? No, with that throat. Oh my God, got a scratchy throat.
No, just you know, I think the biggest thing was coming out of the other side of this thing with entertainment, and again, I'm not going to be negative, but things aren't going to change anytime soon with Hollywood.
No.
Some things are going to get better, that are going to come out. It's not going to be right away. Hollywood's going to fight this tooth and nail. But comics and again, I am very optimistic of the future of Ghostlight and or Ghost Machine and Jeff Johns. I don't think every title is going to be as great as what we love, but I am very encouraged by these comics, and I actually look forward to weekly when these releases come out. It's something that,
Me too.
I mean, you and I compare this to where we were, say, a couple of years ago, Gray, when we're like, Jesus, you know, like everything is doom and gloom and, you know, whatever it is. But it's nice to have something to look forward to. And then to be able to share and talk about with another geek who loves it too. And good night, Blair. But yeah, that's all I got to say, you know?
That's beautiful, Salty. I'm tearing up over here in Japan in this freezing cold room. Seriously, no, seriously. I know it's good to have something positive. Positive.
Reaching out, loving you.
Ghost Machine. It's a shame that Rook is taking a break, but it can't be helped. If they want to keep that art, you know, that artist on it, Jason Fabok, he just can't. He can't keep up with it, can he? So, taking a hiatus.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. You
It
know,
does.
and you know, I'm okay with it, but that was such a great series. You know, and Redcoat's going to take a break too, for a little while. I think after issue 8, he's going to take a break, but that's okay. That's okay, man. They're going to do other titles, and yeah.
By the way, I just want to note before I finish the stream, thanks so much for watching this far. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much. I haven't got a cold. Salty has, but I look like I do. I'm so pale. Look at me. I look like a bloody ghost.
It's my camera. No, my camera's making me look really red because I'm running it through an adapter, and it's a long story. I grabbed the wrong adapter. It's a shitty adapter to go from USB to USB-C. You know, insider stuff, and it always adds like a red tinge to my whatever it is. But no, dude, I love watching your comic book reviews. I don't always agree with you, but that's okay, because guess what? As geeks, we never have.
No.
It's interesting how you and I align on certain things that we never talk about, and then there are some things we are totally freaking opposite opinions on, because you're a much nicer person. You're a much nicer, patient person than I am when it comes to art and creativity. It doesn't mean you have a good taste. It just means you have more patience and you're kinder. So, yeah.
Cheers, darling. Well, hang around, Salty. Don't disappear. We'll have a chat in the back room. I'll just sign off. Dwayne saying before we finish, started reading ElfQuest Thanksgiving weekend 1980, and a buddy of mine taught an ElfQuest class in the 80s.
It's such a game changer, and I've got some hardbacks. I think of the original art, but I had some of those original comics, and you remember, like, those covers didn't look great either. Like, the art looked a little, I wouldn't say amateur, but it didn't look like, it didn't have that Marvel and DC, you know, big two polish. But my God, the stories were great, and the novelizations. Yeah, the novelizations were great too of those stories.
Just before we finish, which ones are you talking? Is it like this one? Is this the basic?
Yeah, that one everybody's familiar with. That's the
Volume
American
1.
press. Yep.
Okay. Wow. I don't remember it at all. You know, when I was into comics back in the UK back in the day, I just missed out on this completely.
It's worth your time. And Dwayne, with everyone that I've known that's met them has said the same thing, that Wendy and Richard are great people, and I absolutely believe that. You know.
Oh, cool.
I remember that cover too. you know.
Wow. Happy days, eh, Salty?
Yeah.
Right, here we're getting all nostalgic. Okay,
No,
stop sharing.
but it's the same thing with Elric. When you go back to the Elric 90s stuff, because I thought about buying a lot of, the vintage, a lot of the original stories that they're re-releasing now with, cooler looking art and covers. And they would just be, kick around reader copies, but it's just like, do I need to buy like 40, floppies that are all beat to hell, and what am I going to do with them? But I don't know. Good fantasy, good stories. It's why I've gone back to the original Howard short stories, from Weird Tales magazine, and reading the original Conans. And then after that, I'm going to go to the Robert Jordan works after that. I like being in that world, and I like being in the older stories a lot.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to share a crazy song for the end, sorry, to play us out. Where are we? Let's just do this, and I'll make us invisible. How do we do that? Like that. Here we go. Let's finish. This is Crazy Jim from Weird Science Comics, and his take on the APT song by Rose, Bruno Mars. See you later. Laughing at the automatically generated subtitles.